Hey, Friday. Finally made it. September 7th, 14 game slate after last night's god awful baseball and god awful football, if you were watching. I am ready for this. Fridays have been my best day of the year, and I have no idea why, but I'm just going to hope that that's the thing that I can hang my hat on today. Jake, are you ready for this Friday slate?
Yeah, I'm ready. Played some Showdown last night. Didn't go great, but
You're not a millionaire?
I'm not a millionaire. 25,000 a year.
Do you know,
Which
I didn't look
playing,
at it. Is that what it ended up being?
yeah, a bunch of people split it, but it ended up being 25 grand for the top prize. So, if you got second, then you're probably stuck with a couple $100. But yeah, it actually ended up being split more than or less than I thought. So, but baseball was good. I had one good team that carried me. So finally had a decent night.
What's that like?
Right? That's what it seems like this week for both of us. But Friday's your day, and I think Friday's us too. So I'm ready to do this.
Once again, I thought I had a shot at that King of the Diamond qualifier ticket, but Papa Gates took that down. So, yeah.
Those things are tough to come by.
Yeah. I've been trying.
I like that it's only $60 to max enter the $10 though,
Yeah.
or $63.
Well, it's 60 for both. Perfect. Just the
Yeah,
right amount of it's the right level of me wasting my money.
yeah.
They found the perfect spot where I don't pay attention to it too much.
Yeah.
There's two of them today at the $10 spot. I got in those.
I should get in those.
Yeah. All right, let's do this because we got a lot of games to talk about.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's a pretty fun slate. So first game up, Cubs and Nats. Cubs 4.9 run implied total. Nats 4.3. It's a 56% chance to win for the Cubs. John Lester going for Chicago. Joe Ross going for Washington. I don't have any interest in any pitching in this game. I'm gonna assume you don't. It would shock me if this was the day that you were like, "This, I need some Lester in my life."
No Lester in my life. I really like Rendon and Ryan Zimmerman here. Not a big fan. Oh, Robles is in there. Okay, I mean you could play him as well. And then Michael Taylor has speed, so no Soto here. Interesting.
Lefty, lefty. If you're gonna give him a day off, that's probably the day to do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I will have some Nat stacks. I like how this lineup breaks down. I didn't see Taylor and Robles in there last night when I was looking at this. So if the only lefty is going to be Harper, then yeah, I'm a little bit interested in a stack for the Nats. And then where are you at on bats in this game?
I like them both.
Yeah.
So that should be incredibly surprising to viewers that have been watching for a while. I like the Cubs and Nationals. Super new news. Cubs are number 4 for me on FanDuel, number 6 on DK. Nats are 7 on FanDuel, 4 on DK. So they're just under my top tier. But I'm going to have quite a bit of them. 5-mans on both sides. Your usual interesting people are going to be in my lines. You mentioned Victor Robles. I have quite a bit of him already. 2,100 on FanDuel. He's going to be popular, I would imagine. 3,100 on DK. He's going to be popular, I would imagine. It's the Cubs and Nats. I'm going to hope that one of these teams do Cubs and Nats stuff.
Yeah. I really like Rizzo and Daniel Murphy again, and Schwarber, just the lefty power against Joe Ross, who hasn't made a start in the majors for over a year now. So last July, it looks like.
And it's not as if he was a world beater prior to that.
Yeah. The Cubs were so close to blowing up Strasburg last night.
Yeah, last night was, oh, God.
Greinke,
so crazy. Luis Castillo, man.
Oh, yeah, on FanDuel, I would have been on Mega Tilt.
Ooh, I had 55% Castillo, I think. So, great start. Clearly, the Padres bats are just unstoppable.
I had like 80% Greinke or 75%, and I made money because one of my 5 Braves stacks out of 150 got there.
Yeah.
We just had the right fillers.
I had a bunch of Greinke as well, but kind of got offset by the fact that Strasburg wasn't anything special, and I had essentially none of him.
Yeah, the play at pitcher was to just not play a pitcher. It looks like Hendricks.
I had a lot of Hendricks.
Yeah,
and Bieber was fine.
Just very underwhelming slate.
It really, really was. Unless you had the Lindor double dong or who the hell hit it for the Padres? Yeah. Reyes? No. Some other Latin American last name, I believe.
Oh, Mejia.
Yeah, like I said. I knew I was in the ballpark. Although this is baseball, so it's not really a reach. Yeah, look, it's the Cubs and Nats. Lester is not the best, and Joe Ross is certainly not the best. And there are all-star hitters across both of these lineups. So,
yeah, I don't think you need to mess with either of the pitchers here.
No, bet on. Well, I've been trying to bet on talent for the past month, and it hasn't been working. But I'm going to keep doing that because at some point in time it should. Marlins and Pirates. Marlins 3.1 run implied total. Pirates 4.4. It's a 65% chance to win. For the Pirates, Dan Straley going for Miami. Chris Archer going for Pittsburgh. Are we doing this today? Is Archer still... I've been mashing Archer, and he has been underwhelming. But 7,300 today. How do you avoid him?
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Like, he's just too cheap. It seems like... So he hasn't been great, but he has been really good against righties. And he's going to get a lot of righties here and ones that don't really have power. So 3.1 run total. Archer is a minus 200 favorite almost. It's just, it's too logical to fade on a 15-game slate. Like, okay, if he's 45% owned, which he won't be, then yeah, like if he's the only guy in this range people are playing, then yeah, you could talk about a fade. But I think if he's around 20, 25, I'm more than comfortable having a bunch of him here. So yeah, I'm on Archer for sure. I think you're with me there, right?
Yeah, same. I have 30. He hit my ownership cap on DK. It's just the price thing. This is good chalk. Whether it works out or not, he's just in a place where he could provide an insane amount of value at 7,300. Like, he has the upside of the top guys today. He's just priced $3,000 less than them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. I looked into him a little bit on Brooks Baseball. It'll be interesting to see what Adam has to say during the process show at 11. Just want to see where his head's at. But I didn't see anything really that took me off of him. So outside of his just actual statistical performance.
Right. Yeah.
But any Straley, I'm assuming no?
No Straley. I don't think he's necessary on this slate. I like a guy that's around his price a ton better in a better matchup. Then Straley, he just Houdini's his way out of these lefties, like gives up a ton of hard hits, ton of line drives to lefties, and it just seems like he never gets blown up. So I'm still going with Dickerson and Bell and Moran. These guys are just too cheap. And if you're going to a Snell, you're going to need some cheap fillers at the very least. And the Pirates certainly have them. So, yeah, I like the Pirates a lot.
Yeah, same. I don't have a ton of them, but I will have them as a couple stacks. I like them more as my fillers than anything else. I just have a lot of like Frazier, Polanco, Dickerson, all of that top 6 section, just in sort of some random order.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me if any one of the, like 2 of those guys are probably, like if they both go yard, if Marte goes yard and Dickerson goes yard, like that would make sense. I'd like to catch that if I could inside of a stack that pops off. I don't see the Pirates as this likelihood of putting up 12 today, but I could see 7 and 2 dongs.
I mean, I think Marlins have a bad bullpen. I don't think Straley's very good. They've got a good looking lineup against him.
It's true.
I don't know. I don't think it's very far fetched to say they put up 7 or 8 here.
Yeah, where are they at standings wise? Nothing to play for.
Right.
God, that's an ugly ass game. You should be able to just quit.
How many teams actually have something to play for?
Not a lot.
Oakland and the Yankees, but they're near locks to make it.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what you're like. The Red Sox have nothing to play for.
Yeah.
The Yankees have really nothing to play for. The Indians, nothing to play for. Astros, nothing to play for. A's, nothing to play for. They are all locked into division or wild card with very little wiggle room. It's basically Brewers, Cardinals, Rockies, Diamondbacks, and then Braves and Phillies fighting it out for the NL East, which go Braves. Phillies had enough goodwill. I hope they lose on the last day of the season.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it. Indians and Blue Jays. Indians 5.2 run implied total. Blue Jays 3.6. The 66% chance to win for the Jays. Nope, for the Indians. God, Friday morning. Carlos Carrasco going for Cleveland. Marco Estrada going for the Blue Jays. I certainly don't have any Marco Estrada, but I'm not really getting to Carlos Carrasco either. Are you going to have some Carlos Carrasco today?
I think he's going to be the guy I go to if I can't get up to Snell, that extra $800. I just so much upside with Carrasco. Like you see the swinging strike numbers in the mid to upper teens. Strike out righties, can strike out lefties. He's going to get a ton of righties, and that's even more favorable here. So he's got an under 3 xFIP against righties this year. 29% K rate, 111 whip. Gives up some hard hits, but he's mostly striking guys out. And, yeah, I mean, what's not to like here? If Blake Snell was on the slate, he would probably be my top guy. But Blake Snell is on the slate. So
Yeah.
he's number 2 for me.
Yeah, ownership will play a really big role from Snell to Paxton for me. I have Nola, Carrasco, Corbin, and Cole, all very, very similar. So the chances are I'll dig in a little bit more, but I'll make moves if any of those guys are popping out on ownership. I won't have them, and then vice versa. But for right now, Carrasco, not a guy that I'm going to get a ton of just because I have preferences of other guys. I don't necessarily hate the matchup or anything. It's just there are guys at that price point that trade out better for me.
Yeah.
Indians bats, though?
I mean, just the usual Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez. But I don't know that I will be full stacking them tonight.
I will be full stacking them. Number 3 stack on FanDuel. Number 1 on DraftKings.
Oh, number 1. Wow.
Numero uno.
Okay. Yeah, I like a few teams more than them. So, and kind of the upper pricing tier. So I think I'll probably be lower than the field on the Indians, depending on where they come in. But Estrada's a guy that people like to target against. So they're going to be in the, like Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez are all going to be double-digit owned, probably a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I'll have Encarnacion, Yonder, who excellent home run pick. This is how cold I am. I had Yonder Alonso as my home run pick last night. 0 for 5 with 3 Ks.
My God.
I'm frosty, man. I'm super frosty. I need to go. I don't know. I need to get my mind right, I guess. We'll figure it out. Yeah, look, I like the top of the Indians lineup. Like Brantley at 4,600, too cheap. Depending on how much money you want to spend, I don't mind bouncing between Encarnacion and Alonso. So, look, Alonso, you can't get any worse than you were last night.
Right. God.
Fantastic. Highest implied total on the slate, too. So
5.1?
I have it at 5.2, and it's the highest for me.
Oh, I'm seeing. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of teams around 5.
I have Twins at 5-1, Dodgers at 5, A's at 5. So in the ballpark of each other, but near the top.
Exactly.
Moving on. Astros and Red Sox. Astros 4.3 run implied total. Red Sox 4.2. A 51% chance to win. For the Stros, Garrett Cole on the hill for Houston. David Price going for Boston. Not a spot where I'm really looking for either pitcher. That'll probably create some spots like based on ownership. I can't imagine lots of people will be on Cole or Price. So they might sneak into some lines for me as we get closer to lock. But for now, I don't have them. Are you looking to Cole or Price at all?
I am off both pitchers here. I don't think I'll have any shares of either one. It's just too tough of matchups for both sides. You don't want Cole going into Boston. I know you're getting a little bit of a discount on him, but what's his actual upside here, even if he has a great start? He's gone past 6 2/3 one time in his past, 11 or 12 starts. So, do you think he's actually going to get a bunch of strikeouts, or he's going to be worth it at 10-2? Because I don't. So I like.
It would greatly surprise me if Garrett Cole is the reason that someone couldn't win a tournament.
Exactly. So that's where I'm at as well. And Benintendi and Moreland are cheap. Plus, Betts and JD, you're getting a few $100 discount on them as well. So I kind of like the top 4, and even the top 5, because Bogarts is too cheap as well. So I respect Cole, but he still does have issues with lefty power, especially. And then you put in 2 of the best righty hitters in the game in Betts and JD. And I can get to a stack there for sure.
I don't have any Red Sox.
What about Astros?
Very little amount of Springer, Altuve, Bregman, Correa.
So I wrote them up in Spotlight hitters. They just have been so good against lefties since they've got healthy.
Yeah.
And even kind of before. And now
124 weighted runs created plus.
What's that?
124 weighted runs created plus against lefties as a team.
Really? So let's see. Since August 1st, let's see. 162 WRC plus against lefties, 254 ISO, 376 on base percentage, 400 WOBA, striking out 17.1% of the time. Those first 4 numbers are all the top against lefties by far in the MLB. It's not even close. The next highest WRC plus after their 162 is 121. They're just crushing lefties. So I'm on them. They're going to be low owned, and they just have way too many good hitters. So, and a lot of good righties too.
Yeah, I'm happy to have them. They're cheap. Correa at 4,300. Have to take a look there.
Tyler White is kind of expensive, but I'll still play him for 4,600 against the lefty.
I'd probably drop down to Gurriel if I had to.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. Both sides.
I definitely want to have shares of the Stros tonight against Price.
You're getting Boston and Houston unowned on a slate, probably.
Yeah. Cardinals and Tigers. Cardinals 4.9 run implied total. Tigers 4.1. It's a 59% chance to win for the Cards. Gomber Mania running wild in St. Louis. Daniel Norris going for the Tigers. I am not looking to either pitcher here. A little surprised that I'm not getting any Gomber, but at 7,100, he's just kind of at a price point where there's so much better if you slightly pay up, or so much better if you slightly pay down. So Gomber, not a guy that I'm looking at. Certainly not looking at Daniel Norris. Either pitcher in play for you?
No, I don't think so. Definitely not Gomber. Norris he's just one of those 5K guys that can throw 80, 85 pitches, and he does have strikeout upside. He's not efficient, but you need him to get to 5 innings. It's going to be tough. So I think what I said last night on the night shift was that I'm either full stacking the Cardinals or kind of staying away from them, because I think Norris has an okay chance of shutting them down. But if he doesn't shut them down and he's letting the ball be put in play against Ozuna and Martinez and DeJong especially, he could have a really short outing, and then they get into that Tigers bullpen, which, as we know, is not very good at all. So it's either going to be one or the other. I'm either full stacking or kind of avoiding the Cardinals altogether.
I was like, Daniel Norris, 7 Ks in 4 1/3 against the Yankees. It was last Saturday on a day where I obviously didn't play at all, so I had no idea that even happened.
Yeah, man. He's always had the strikeout stuff. It's just when he doesn't have it, he just gets pounded.
Yeah.
That's why
I'm hoping he gets pounded, because the Cardinals are my number 2 stack on FanDuel and my number 5 stack on DraftKings.
I think they're going to be pretty highly owned on DK. Just looking at their prices, they're all like low 4Ks.
I mean, they should be.
5-run total, wind blowing out, but it is under 70 degrees.
Yeah, I would expect the Cardinals to get a pretty decent amount of steam today. Ooh,
Yeah.
That Cubs-Nats game is probably not going to happen.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, one less game to worry about.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all.
Does not look good there.
No, it certainly does not. Yeah, I love the Cardinals. Jose Martinez and Marcell Ozuna, probably my two favorite plays out of St. Louis. Molina for sure as a catcher on DK, but I'm not telling anybody anything they don't already know. They just had a really good price point and a really good combination of batting order, 3 guys with dual eligibility. All those pieces fit together well. I hope Norris doesn't have it.
Mike Rader, did you win something big? He said, great video yesterday. I should say great every day, but yesterday was fantastic.
Fantasy Cruncher breakdown.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, and I agree. It was great. We're awesome. But appreciate that, Mike. Really do. Off to a dreadful team and an excellent pitcher. Orioles and Rays. Orioles, 2.7 run implied total, lowest of the slate. Rays, 4.4. Get ready for it. 69% chance to win for the Rays.
Oh, so nice.
Dylan Bundy going for Baltimore. Blake Snell going for Tampa. Snell, 35% ownership for me. He is my favorite pitcher of the entire day. I see him as the clear number 1 option. I don't think it's particularly close. I'm going to have a ton of him regardless. 10-7 on FanDuel. Not getting away from him there either. I'll have Snell big time on both sites. But the one thing I do want to say is that I'll have a decent amount of Dylan Bundy, 15% right now on DraftKings, if I'm specific. It's not like I'm super worried about the Rays. Lots and lots of swing and miss. It just happens to be a lot of lefties. But I'll take my chances on Bundy as well. 4.4 run implied total for the Rays is not something I'm super nervous about. So I like some shares of Bundy, but Blake Snell's that dude today.
Blake Snell, yeah, anytime he pitches, he's that dude. Now you get him against Baltimore. I think you're getting kind of a discount on him. For whatever reason, I think you should be over 13K here. And a lot of righties, but that should not scare you at all. He's just got absurd strikeout stuff. Against both sides, 29% K rate against righties this year. Doesn't even get hit that hard either. So he should make quick work of these guys. And if he's able to go 100 pitches, and he may not even need to go 100 pitches to have a really good outing. But if he is, he's my favorite guy by far. So I'm expecting a really big outing out of Snell.
Speaking of really big things, Fantasy Cruncher is live on Awesemo.com, folks.
I'm trying to get to it.
I'm on it right now.
Okay. How did you get to it?
I went to Awesemo.com and went to the Fantasy Cruncher dropdown.
Oh, there we go. All right, you want to share your screen? You want to play around with it as we go?
All of our stuff isn't loaded into it yet, so this is essentially just Fantasy Cruncher, which I think would be relatively boring. Not boring, but no different than it normally would have been.
Right. Got it.
But either way, we got it. So thank you, Tom, for the tip in the chat that it is now live. Implementation of all the ownership, not there yet, but we're working on it.
So is it the premium subscribers, or is it everyone gets a free trial? I can't remember.
If I remember correctly, Tom, correct me in the chat. Premium subscribers will have access immediately. And if you use the code Strategy Show, you'll have a week's free and be able to do that as well.
Got it. All right. Cool stuff. Were we talking about Snell?
Let's talk about Bundy. No Bundy?
Oh, yeah. It's just going to end up on ownership. He has looked a little bit better. I kind of dismissed him last night on the night shift. The strikeout numbers are back up. The run prevention has been bad. It's never been a question of can Bundy miss bats. He obviously can miss bats, and there are a few righties in here. I mean, if he's facing 6 lefties on a 14-game slate, I don't know that I need to go there. But if for some reason Tampa rolls out a poor lineup, or just don't read the scouting report or whatever, then yeah, I would have some interest in Bundy. But I do prefer Pena quite a bit over him.
Yeah, I prefer Pena as well. I was a little surprised that I got Bundy, but when I thought about it and who they're playing, I think it's worth a flyer. I think Bundy makes for a really nice GPP play. Like, he could mow down 10 today, and that wouldn't be like the most shocking thing in the world.
No, I mean he's got that kind of arm talent. I mean, when he's going, but I want to see at least 5 righties, I think, in this Tampa lineup, and I don't think we're going to get that.
No, they've been running out a sea of lefties on a day-to-day basis. Tom in chat, premium subs will have the access this week. Next week it becomes an add-on. Anyone can be premium right now with the free code Strategy Show. One big word, Strategy Show.
Strategy Show.
Were you on the chat last night when we announced the Kopech winner?
I was not.
Got it on the nose. 7 points on the dot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Brandon Parker, I believe.
Yeah, a bunch of people were DMing me asking who won. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know.
Not them. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we thought it was somebody else. I had him in at 6, and Brandon Parker was like, yo, I guess 7, man. We checked it out, but he spelled Kopech wrong in the comment. It like auto-corrected to a different word. That's what threw me off.
Yeah, the night shift not on YouTube. Yeah, the website you gave me to convert wasn't working. Like the whole day yesterday, I tried it like 20 times.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if I can do it now. Maybe it was just
go to SoundCloud.
Yeah, it's on SoundCloud. It's on iTunes. So
yeah,
you can access either one of those two with a Android or iPhone. So
yeah,
and if you don't have an Android or iPhone, I don't know what you have.
You're probably not watching the show. Yeah. Any Orioles bats for you to hedge against Snell?
No,
didn't think so.
Are you?
No, not at all. I don't have any Rays bats either. A little bit on FanDuel because they're crazy cheap, but that's it.
Will we be getting the rewind tool also? That's free.
Yeah, JB, you could have had that this entire time. That is a free tool on Fantasy Cruncher regardless.
Yeah, so you just go to your sport. It'll roll down a menu, go towards the bottom, and it'll say lineup rewind free. Click that for DraftKings or FanDuel, and you can look at the contest from that day. And you can upload your projections again and see what you did wrong.
Mike Gray looks at BlackBerry and cries, Mike, it's nice to see you getting here out of your time machine of 2005. I had a BlackBerry, and I loved my BlackBerry more than I like my iPhone for sure.
Yeah.
I feel bad about what I'm about to say. I found my BlackBerry laying in a parking lot going to play disc golf while I was in college.
Oh no.
And like at that time it was 2004 or 2005. It wasn't like I could post that on the message board of the park that I was at and be like, yo, I found a phone. I was like, found a phone, and it's either going to sit here while it starts to rain and die forever, or it's going to end up in my pocket. And it ended up in my pocket. What are you going to do? Like, it started raining 25 minutes after that. No one came, and it was going to get poured on. So I felt like I saved that phone's life.
Yeah, you got to keep the dream alive.
Yeah. There weren't any numbers in it like home or mom or anything like that. It was essentially brand new. There wasn't even a scratch on it.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Someone just left a phone there for you to find?
I guess. Anyway,
some people call the luck.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what it was. Well, I mean, I guess it was. It became a new phone for me for 2 years. Phillies and Mets. Phillies 3.9 run implied total. Mets 3.2. 58% chance to win for the Phils. Aaron Nola going for Philadelphia. Steven Matz for the Mets. I have a couple lineups with both of these guys, Nola and Matz, but again, like Nola's 11.8. He's the second most expensive pitcher on DK. He's the most expensive pitcher on FanDuel. I just greatly prefer Snell and someone else in that price range, so Nola just gets pinched. And then Matz at 7,600. He's just one of those guys in that 7 group where I don't have a problem having a little bit of him, but no one looks as good as Chris Archer.
Yeah. If Matz is going to be unowned and Archer is going to be the chalk, I do have some interest in Matz. I cannot believe that, but he's missing bats. Like that was why I hated him before. He was missing bats and giving up hard hits. And now, or he wasn't missing bats and giving up hard hits and still getting the strikeout numbers. So he was just really frustrating for me, but like the chases are never going to be there for him, it looks like. But swinging strikes are up. I don't know if he's made changes his last 4 or 5 starts, but just looks like these numbers you haven't seen really all season. 13 and 15% swinging strike rate his last 2 starts against the Nats and the Giants, who have a bunch of righties. So Phillies strike out 26.5% of the time since August 1st against lefties. I cannot believe I'm considering playing Matz for 7,600 on a 14-game slate, but here we are.
Yeah.
I mean, who are the Philly bats you like? Ramos, Hoskins, anyone else?
Hoskins for sure. Just underpriced. Too good.
Yeah.
Ramos for sure. That's mostly a positional play. I'm not really getting to the Phillies all that much. But the sub 4 implied total not helping at all.
Right.
I don't know. Roman Quinn leading off, I guess. But, I mean, what are you really getting out of that?
Yeah, I'm like not that interested in a full Philly stack. So I think I will have some Steven Matz tonight.
Yeah, and that's one that'll depend on the ownership. If Matz turns out to be some weirdly like 15% owned guy, I'd probably pick up a couple shares of Phillies. But otherwise, this game's pretty much off the table for me. I don't have anybody more than Matz at 7% on DK, and that's random. That could be 3 on my next crunch. But I have 3% Hoskins, and that's the high of any hitter. I'm good on this one.
Yeah, I'm not going to end up on, I don't think, Nola. He's just priced in between Snell and Carrasco. So nothing against Nola. I think he probably pitches fine here, but I think he lacks a little bit of upside compared to Snell and Carrasco.
I agree. All right. Calm yourself, okay? Angels and White Sox. Angels 4.6 run implied total. White Sox 4.4. It's a 51% chance to win for the Angels. Felix Pena going for the Angels. Carlos Rodon going for the White Sox. The floor is yours. Tell everybody how good Felix Pena's slider is.
Yeah, I mention it all the time, but and you'd like to see some righties here for the White Sox near the top of the order, but I mean, they've got Palka, they've got Moncada, and at the bottom of that lineup's all righties. So there's a ton of strikeout potential here for Pena. We've seen him strike out 12 recently, kind of out of nowhere. And then, yeah, that slider is just insane. Third highest whiffs per swing rate of any slider in the entire MLB for the season, behind Corbin and Stanek, who throws 1 inning at a time. So kind of taking him out. Second highest whiffs per swing rate, above Kyle Gibson, who's got a great slider, above Bundy, above Carlos Carrasco, Blake Snell, Max Scherzer. You could just go on and on and on. And when you've got a pitch that good and you're 6,300, if you're able to get ahead of these White Sox who are super undisciplined, striking out 27% of the time over the last 5 weeks or so against righties, I have to consider him here, and I'm looking like I'm going to have a ton of Pena. So
yeah. White Sox 27th in baseball against the slider this year.
Yeah. I want to hear Adam talk about him in
Damn.
an hour and a half or whatever.
Damn.
So
Yeah, I am also with you on Pena. I got 21% on my first crunch. He is a guy that I'm going to have quite a bit of. Uh, the White Sox have a proclivity for striking out. Pena has a power out pitch that the White Sox have not dealt with at all this year. All of those things seem to fit together perfectly, in my opinion.
Yep.
Any Rodon for you?
No, just too expensive. Probably not going to get to that tier all that often, like above 8K. I prefer Mats. I prefer, what's his name? Archer.
Clayton Kershaw? Is that the name you were looking for?
He's an interesting one, but we'll get to him soon enough.
We will indeed. Okay. Angels bats. I have some ownership on both sites. Trout. I don't really need to go any further there.
Yeah.
Calhoun, Fletcher, Andrelton Simmons, Jeffrey Marte on FanDuel, only 2,100. Angels are my number 6 stack on FanDuel, number 9 on DK. They are a perfect secondary team for me.
Yeah. Rodon struggles at holding runners too, so extra upside for Trout. Upton has 7 steals this year. Let's see if Anderson's been running. Anderson has 9, so a little bit of a bump to some of these guys, especially Trout. So he's an awesome play for 5,600. I think I'm probably limiting it to 2-mans with the Angels, Trout, Upton, Simmons, mixture of those guys, but mostly it'll just be Mike Trout.
I get it. Not hard to get to Trout today. Kevin Zoe in the chat, how much will Fantasy Cruncher be? We don't know yet. Giants and Brewers. Giants, 3.7 run implied total. Brewers, 4.7. It's a 60% chance to win for the Brew Crew. Derek Holland going for San Francisco. Chase Anderson going for Milwaukee. Anderson's a guy in that 7K range where I'll have a couple shares. Not too worried about the Giants lineup. Not having McCutchen, certainly not helping them. And now no Posey as well, 2 of their better hitters from the beginning of the season. So I have 13% Chase Anderson. Am I crazy?
I'm not going to end up with Chase Anderson. I mean, he's a decent favorite and he's 7K, so I understand it, but I just don't think he kills me if I fade him. Whereas I think Archer could kill me. I think Mats has a chance to kill me. So no Anderson, got to make the cut somewhere.
Sure.
Probably off the Giants bats. Don't want to mess with that bullpen. And really don't like any of their hitters besides Brandon Belt. Holland, I don't know what to do with him here. I think I'm leaning towards targeting the Brewers righties against him. If they run out this lineup with Kane, Aguilar, Braun, Perez, and Scope.
Sure.
And then Christian Yelich is your only lefty in there who rakes against lefties. He just crushes everything. So I think I am leaning towards the Brewers stack. I'm off Holland. I'm not going there. But, considering the Brewers here, what do you think?
I have a little bit of Brewers, more so on FanDuel than DK. I actually have more Giants, which I'm not really happy about considering I have Chase Anderson exposure. This is one of those on both sides of the coin thing. Gregor Blanco is minimum salary projected to lead off on San Francisco, so if he falls out of that spot, him and Panic in particular, 2,000 and 2,200 on FanDuel at the 1-2 spot. They'll be hard to avoid if that lineup holds, especially with Belt then at the 3. They're a real natural team to get to if you want to just pay up and have Blake Snell plus any other powerful team. I don't love that, and I would probably manually nerf that a little bit. I don't really love this game at all, and I got way more of it on every side than I would actually want. Brewers bats, I agree. The righties, Aguilar, Braun, Hernan Perez on FanDuel, too cheap. Low Kane leading off. Brewers look way better on paper than they did coming up for me. I'm hoping there's something that changes that pushes them up a little bit higher. I'd like to be on them more.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like the Dodgers situation. They should be hitting lefties better. And Holland, well, he does strike out righties, and I've kind of been a fan of him as of late. he does still get blasted by them when he's not striking them out. 45% hard contact, one of the highest line drive rates against righties on the slate. Has some walk issues, 3.6 walks per nine. So he can get in trouble here against a righty-heavy lineup. And the Giants bullpen has just been kind of so-so over the last month.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't I wish this game would just get rained out. Not that it's supposed to rain or anything. I just kind of don't want it.
They have a dome anyways. So that'd be pretty crazy if it got rained out.
Yeah. Hey, NBA game got rained out this year, so.
NHL one got melted out a couple of years ago.
Yeah. We had an NBA game that got smoked out. The arena caught on fire.
Yeah.
In Mexico.
Yeah.
Royals and Twins. I'm going to toss this to you for both pitchers, and I'm going to hit the head. But Royals 4.3 run implied total. Twins 5.1. It's a 58% chance to win for the Twins. Heath Fillmyer going for Kansas City. Steven Gonsalves going for Minnesota. I love Gonsalves today. I think he's the best of the pay down options. Only 4,200 on DK. Really helps to make your lineups look a little bit better. And the Royals are not a great hitting team. So let's talk about Gonsalves to start and transition to Fillmyer because I know you're taking a look at him.
Both of these guys, I think, are in play for me. Well, not I think. Like, I will have shares with both of these guys. I want to see where ownership stands on Gonsalves. If he's going to be the chalk, I think I'm going to target him with some Whit Merrifield. If he's not, if these guys are all, floating around double digits or so, that's fine. I'm comfortable with that. But he's thrown 90 pitches in each of his last two starts. So if things go well, and they certainly could against Kansas City, who's been just atrocious against lefties, for the whole season, really, 71 WRC plus against lefties for them. But they're so bad besides Merrifield, and no Salvador Perez in this lineup too. So even a better upgrade for Gonsalves. This is a perfect get-right spot for him. They're just 55 WRC plus over the last month, 26% K rate against lefties. They're just so bad. So even a guy that's looked terrible, I think, has a pretty good shot at giving you 5 innings with a few strikeouts. And that's what you're looking for 4,200.
So you're on Team Gonsalves with me?
I am. And then, Fillmyer, same thing. He's been much better than Gonsalves. Like, he's going pretty deep. He's going 100-plus pitches his last 2 starts. Not saying either of these two guys are perfect, but when you're 4,300 and 4,200 and you've got a chance to go 100 pitches, if for whatever reason we see a 2-1 game in the 6th inning, like, one of these guys or both are going to get there. And with really elite options up top like Snell and Corbin and Carrasco and Nola, it's really hard not to consider these guys.
Yeah, I have quite a bit of both teams, and let me be specific. The only thing that I don't have is Fillmyer. The Twins are my number 1 stack on FanDuel, and they are my number 2 stack on DraftKings. I have a ton of Logan Engelman, a.k.a. Logan Forsythe. I have a ton of Eddie Rosario, tons of Miguel Sano, tons of Max Kepler. 5.1 run implied total for the Twins, really appealing. I've been stacking against Fillmyer a lot since he's come up. It has not really gone as well as I would have expected, especially because my thought process is usually, the Royals bullpen sucks after him, and they just keep being incredible every time I target them. But here we are. Twins are too cheap. I'm going to have quite a bit of them. And I do have a decent amount of the Royals. They're my number 10 stack on FanDuel and 7 on DK. So it's not as if I'm just going crazy. But I want to have parts of them as well. Whit Merrifield, Alex Gordon, Hunter Dozier. I'll have some Cam Gallagher because he's incredibly cheap as a catcher option. Bonifacio. I want to target a lot of these Royals guys as well on the opposite side of Gonsalves if it goes wrong. So I like this game quite a bit. Everywhere but Fillmyer for me. And that's usually the case. I'll get to one really cheap guy. I rarely spread it to more than one. So barring any really weird ownership stuff, I'll have Gonsalves and not Fillmyer.
Okay. I think Gonzalez is going to be pretty chalky. And I mean, the K upside, he's got a 6% swinging strike rate, under 20% chase rate. Oh, God. He's just not good, but it's such a good spot for a lefty if you have the ability to throw a baseball against the Royals, and you're left-handed. They just can't hit them besides Witt. So that's where I'm going if I'm targeting against Gonzalez. I will have Merrifield shares and maybe Bonifacio here and there. Phil Meyer just looks like the better pitcher right now. So I'm expecting lower ownership on him, and it's a perfect pivot in the same game. So
I think that's reasonable depending on where Gonzalez's ownership lands.
Yeah. This one will be interesting.
So I have Gonzalez at, we'll say I have 20% of him. Do you expect more or less for the public?
Maybe a little less. I was thinking like 15.
Okay. Yeah, then I wouldn't want to change my exposure. I thought it could be more.
There's Phil Meyer on the other side. There's Bassett, I think, that some people will be on, including myself. So,
what has Phil Meyer done? Oh, that's the lineup rewind. See, guys, I'm just always in it. I'm not lying to you. I want to hop over and see Phil Meyer's performances. Wow, 17 and 18 in his last two starts. Well, 18 and 18 if we want to get really technical, rounding up and all. Man, you're either getting goods or no goods. 18-18, -4, 2, 22, 2, 4, 4, 22, 4, -2. Good God. He either sucks or he is an exceptional valued pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... Yeah. If he gives you one of those 18s, though, you're pumped for 4K.
Yeah, so most recent start, 9 hits against the Orioles, but he got 6 Ks, put up 17. That's great.
For sure.
Start before that, 6 innings against Cleveland, only 3 strikeouts. He's only had more than 3 strikeouts twice. Once against the Orioles in his most recent start, which put up 17, and then once against the Tigers in mid-July, and he put up 22. Otherwise, it's usually 2 or 3. But he was able to hold the Indians to 3 hits. Similarly for the Cubs, he held the Cubs to 3 hits as well.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, if you're playing Phil Meyer, you're saying to yourself, I need some BABIP luck tonight. And I think that's fine at 4,300.
I think for both of these guys, I mean, they're both going to give up hard hits.
Yeah, well, I think Gonzalez's profile is a little bit better from a stuff perspective.
Yeah, probably. I mean, these guys are both bad.
Yeah.
But it's DFS. Sometimes you got to play bad guys in good spots at the right price.
That's true. A good point. Maybe I'll take a closer look at Phil Meyer. Oh, speaking of close looks, this one's wild. Dodgers and Rockies in Coors. Dodgers 5-run implied total. Makes me really wish it wasn't John Gray, but Rockies 4.2. It's a 58% chance to win for the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw going for LA. John Gray for Colorado. I do not have any John Gray. Normally I would think this is a really good start, but I'm just not going to have him. I have 19% Clayton Kershaw, but I need to do a really big deep dive on him to see how I feel about it. What do you think about Kershaw tonight in Coors?
I don't think I will end up on Kershaw. Although I don't think anybody's crazy for doing it. I mean, just Arenado, Story, Desmond, LeMahieu, even Holiday to some extent. A bunch of righties scares me against Kershaw. And you're getting a decent discount, but the Rockies are still really tough against lefties. So even on the road, they're not like just some pushover matchup. So I think I'm off Kershaw. Certainly off Gray. Kind of worried about him. And really like the Dodgers bats, but
it's hard to want Gray today.
Well, just look at his last couple starts. I know that's a small sample, but he's not getting he didn't get swinging strikes against the Angels, okay, they're a little bit pesky, or at least they've got decent players. But against the Padres in San Diego, that's a spot he should smash. And 18.6% chase rate, 3.4% swinging strikes. Wasn't getting ahead of guys. I don't know. Like, he wasn't getting guys to guess on his pitches. Just really weird last couple starts for John Gray. Didn't get chases in that San Diego start that was in Colorado 3 starts ago. So if he's going to let the Dodgers put the ball in play, or if he's got a nagging injury or something, which I don't think he's injured, like his movement looks fine, but if he's going to let these guys put the ball in play, I'll take the Dodgers at what I expect to be pretty low ownership all day.
Yeah, I got to a little bit of Dodgers. It's spread out through most of the lineup. Everyone but Muncy. Muncy, 5,600 projected to hit 7th. What is... Come on. Why is he priced like this?
I know. Well, they've got to make you make a decision.
Yeah, well, in my opinion, it makes that decision incredibly simple. They do the opposite. They take the decision away. I can't play him at 5,600 if he hits 7th. I just can't.
He's the GOAT.
It's so weird.
So good. Well, I mean, you can't. I don't know.
It's so weird.
It's kind of weird pricing on the Dodgers. You got Muncy, Machado, and Turner all priced way up. And then Jock under 5K, Dozier weirdly 4,200.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I don't think not anybody, but I don't think a lot of people are going to be on the Dodgers tonight. Is that fair?
It would surprise me.
Just they'll see John Gray. I mean, everybody knows about John Gray right now. He's been one of the unluckiest pitchers. They'll be like, okay, I'm going to get cute, not fade Coors. And I just, 5 total in Coors, bunch of power against a guy who has not been able to punch guys out lately. Give me some Dodgers.
Gray's velocity trending down pretty aggressively from the beginning of the season. Slider was sitting at 90. It's now in like 87, 88 range. Fastball down a tick as well. Let's see if the movement's going anywhere.
I mean,
nothing terribly weird in the movement.
The fastball I saw yesterday, I was looking at FanGraphs. Let's see here. I think it was the vertical movement on his fastball was dropping a little bit. I mean, definitely from the middle of the season, like when he was crushing in like June.
Yeah. I don't see anything that stands out as terribly weird.
No, neither do I. That's why I wanted to see like a velocity drop or something to be like, all right, I'm all in on the Dodgers, but don't see it. So, and most people that are playing DFS or some people that are maybe watching shows like ours, the analysts will say, yeah, he looks fine. He doesn't look hurt, but
3 straight starts, 1 strikeout, 1 strikeout, 1 strikeout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might try to prioritize the Dodgers a little bit more and knock Gray down a hair, depending on where ownership falls.
He's given up at least 1 dong in each of his last 7 starts and 2 in each of his last 2.
Go Dodgers. Go Dodgers. Any Rockies bats for you against Kershaw? I guess that probably depends on how much Kershaw is owned.
Yeah, I will have Arenado shares. Man, Story 5,900. It's mostly going to be Arenado, I think, for me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could talk yourself into the righties for sure. I don't want it to seem like you can't. But if Kershaw doesn't get too much juice, I won't go crazy about it. If he's somehow like 40% owned because of his price point, then I'm going to fire me up some Dodgers. Or some Rockies, rather.
Yeah.
Oh, Braves. Congrats on yesterday. Braves and Diamondbacks. Braves 3.4 run implied total. Diamondbacks 4.1. 59% chance to win for the Diamondbacks. Kevin Gausman going for Atlanta. Patrick Corbin going for Arizona. I do not have Gausman. I barely have Corbin. Are you looking at either pitcher?
If I was going to one, I think it would be Corbin, but I'd like some options ahead of him. Just a tough matchup against the Braves.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of strikeouts against lefty pitchers. Like I'm looking at all these guys. Only Swanson strikes out above average, it looks like. So I think Corbin's going to get some at bats where he's just trying to grind, and they're going to rack up his pitch count. And he doesn't go over 100 pitches anyways, for the most part. Kind of sticks around 95 or so. And that matters for 11K when you've got a Blake Snell and a Carrasco on the slate that can go over 100 pitches. So
yeah.
Love Corbin. I don't like not playing him, but I don't think I will be playing him tonight.
Will you be playing anything in this game?
Yeah, I think Goldschmidt and Pollock for sure. I just think those guys are too cheap against Gausman, who certainly has some home run issues. 23 dongs given up this year. Gausman, a better real life pitcher than DFS pitcher. He's not the same guy as last year. So I'm not getting to Gausman, but I will have some Diamondbacks here. What about you?
I'm off both of these teams in their entirety.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem if you want to put in one-offs for Pollock or Peralta or Goldschmidt, but I don't see either of these sides as particularly stackable.
That's where I'm at. I feel like I'm going to have all my, like if I run 5-2-1s, which it's looking like I'm going to do, it's going to be like 10 or 12 teams that I have a bunch of for mini stacks. And I'm looking like it's probably only going to be like 4 teams that I main stack tonight.
Okay. That makes sense. It's just that's a better baseball game than it is like a DFS game today.
For sure. Yeah.
Rangers and A's. Rangers 3.9 run implied total. A's 5.0. It's a 60% chance to win for the A's. Giovanni Gallardo going for Texas. Chris Bassett going for Oakland. I'm going to bet my life that we're not using Gallardo. Are you going to use any Bassett 4,500?
Yeah, he's 4,500 and through 84 pitches his last start. And he's in Oakland against a team that is really bad outside of home. A lot of swing and miss in this Rangers lineup. Their power gets very neutered outside of Texas. You can see it in their team numbers. It's been basically the same team the whole season. So I don't mind just looking at team numbers for Texas, who's been relatively healthy. So Bassett, he's just near min salary, and can throw 90 plus pitches here.
Yeah, I think he's worth a flyer at 4,500 in this ballpark. Doesn't really profile as the guy that's just going to go crazy, but I mean, there's certainly a decent matchup for him.
Yep.
A's bats against Gallardo. I think we're probably on the same page here. We don't love the park, but we definitely like some of these bats.
Exactly. A's are just like sneaky deep. I don't even know if it's sneaky anymore. This guy Liriano can hit. You've got Chapman and Lowry and Davis. I love Chris Davis in the spot. I love Matt Olson in the spot.
Love Olson.
Oh my God, yeah. And Davis too. Gallardo's going to be just throwing junk, letting him put the ball in play.
Yeah.
If he guesses right, it's going a long way. So yeah, I'm definitely on Oakland. One of my favorite stacks, wrote them up in the Spotlight article. And then I'm just trying to see how the Rangers bullpen has been as of late. It's been about middle of the road the last 30 days, but I mean, not one that I'm scared to target against after they hopefully get Gallardo out early.
Yeah, love the A's here. Number 8 stack on FanDuel, number 3 on DraftKings. Loading up on those the top 5. Don't have as much Jed Lowry on FanDuel. He's kind of expensive. I get to him a little bit on DK, but I love the top 5 plus LaCroix in the 9-hole.
Yeah, I mean, I like Piscotty a lot. Doesn't strike out that much against righties, under 20%. 321 on base percentage, 181 ISO, 104 WRC plus. He's a lot better against righties than I thought. I usually just play him against lefties, but just wanted to mention that.
I would just so much rather have Davis for 300 more, and then the top of the A's lineup being shortstop third, second, and then Olsen at first. I'm just not looking here for like a random outfielder.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
You can get the goods at like the premium positions here. And it's not a great park to be hitting in to begin with, so not a spot for Piscotty for me unless he was up against the lefty. Yankees and Mariners. Yankees 3.6 run implied total. Mariners 3.7. It's a 51% chance to win for the Mariners. Masahiro Tanaka going for New York. James Paxton going for Seattle. I do not have any Tanaka, and that surprised me a little bit to start. But he's 9,400, not a great price point. What I do have a lot of, though, James Paxton. 23% ownership for me on DK, 21 on FanDuel. I know I'm driving right into the Yankees, but solid ballpark. Yankees 3.6 run implied total is about as low as you're going to find them on a given slate. I like Paxton here so long as he's not getting any crazy ownership.
Yeah, really impressive start for Paxton. Last time out, 5 innings, 10 Ks, a 20% swinging strike rate. Jeez. And that was coming off of injury, too. He hadn't pitched for 17 days before that, or 18 days before that. So maybe I need to rethink having not much interest in Paxton. I don't know if I'll get there tonight, but he's another one I'd want to hear Adam talk about because, I mean, Paxton's got all the talent in the world.
Sure.
But against the Yankees, a lefty, it's still a really, really tough matchup despite what he did against Oakland.
Yeah, I'm hoping he's low owned because then I like having the leverage against that because he has slate breaker upside.
I don't know that he does at 9,800.
So in a stretch in July, he put up 31, 41, and 34. His most recent start was a 26er. But 34 on Houston, 41 was against Kansas City, and the 31 was against Baltimore. So,
Okay.
He's had multiple 40-point starts on DK this year, multiple 30-point starts.
Oh, yeah. If he goes for 40, he's going to be the nuts. But if he, I just don't think he's going to kill me. I think it's a very low chance that he kills me against these Yankees, who there is a lot of power on this side now with Sanchez, and they've got Kleiber and Andar. Gregorius back, doesn't really strike out that much. So, yeah, I'm just not in love with the matchup. I mean, I like Paxton a ton, but probably will be avoiding him tonight.
Look, that's totally reasonable. I'm hoping that he shows up as like 4% owned, and more people are on Corbin or Carrasco or something like that, and I can get a lot of leverage on the field. But if he comes in at like 18, I'm significantly less interested, and I would rather go to someone like Corbin. I'm trying to look through Paxton a little bit, see if anything looks weird. I don't see anything anything outlandish.
Yeah, I mean, he looks fine to me.
Yeah.
20% swinging strike rate last start.
Wow, his vertical release point has changed pretty dramatically. Early in the season, relatively high, and then from a stretch from the middle of June until late July, early August, it dropped pretty substantially.
Well, he was having shoulder issues, wasn't he?
Yeah, and it crept back up. His four-seamer was back in the range that it was previously, so had a really good start in his last start, so I like that now. I want to be on Paxton tonight. Okay. And I'm not on any bats in this game.
I don't think I am either.
Feel free to roster Stanton. Power carries everywhere, but yeah, that's it for me.
Stanton go for 4,600. Could do worse than that.
Certainly could. Let's take a look at some stacks. What do you say?
Yes, of course.
All right, who's the team that you want to look at the most that you like that you don't think will be that owned?
Let's do the Dodgers. I just want to see what that looks like. You want to share your screen quick?
I certainly do.
Yeah. Let's see the Dodgers.
Oh, by the way, yesterday, we haven't talked about this. It doesn't matter that it's on the air. I was testing out another video calling platform and just wanted to see if you were sitting there to test it while I was there. It wasn't important at all.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh my God.
No. Well, I saw the green dot next to your name. I was like, oh shit, if he's here, like we can get this done pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah. I never sleep my computer.
That'll do it. That's why I didn't know if it was just on your phone and you happen to be in Slack or something. It wasn't a big deal. Okay, so Dodgers. I got 4 stacks of Dodgers. Dodgers Twins. Dodgers Cubs. Dodgers Indians. Dodgers Cardinals.
So this is why I'm going to have interest in the Gonzalez and Phil Meyer and Bassett's of the world.
Yep.
Kind of have to go there.
I love that I get 4 separate 3-man stacks with the Dodgers. If the Dodgers hit, like, I've got a lot of bites at the apple then.
Yeah, man. So you can do it. I mean, and you need one of these 4K guys to get there, which I think there's a good chance that at least one of them does. And then you got Archer in there, who we both think can get you 25 if things go well for him.
There's not a single bad bat in any of these things.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Rizzo,
saying.
Bryant, Zobrist, Encarnacion, Ramirez, Brantley, Kepler, Sano, Mauer. Like, I mean, I get what's happening on the Twins, but they're still... Kepler and Sano can hit bombs.
I wonder if you can get up to a like Snell and sacrifice one expensive bat.
Absolutely. I mean, you could drop off a Brantley to move up here, I'm sure, to someone cheap.
I guess I could try that on my screen right now and just like lock Snell and Gonzalez or lock Snell and whoever.
Yeah.
And see, just like full Dodgers stack it.
Have to be able to.
That'd be a fun way to go in tournaments.
Yeah. Yeah, you can so easily get to these bats. Man, that makes me like the Dodgers even more. I'd like to have a couple more shares of some random 3-mans. Who else would be interesting to take a look at?
We can go Houston. Like Houston.
I don't think I have them. Yeah, I don't have any.
Let's see here.
I have them as filler. Astros with a 5-man Twins. Astros with a 5-man Angels. Astros with a 5-man Cards.
Yeah, a lot of power on that 5-man Cards Astros stack.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Carrasco Gonzalez, too.
It's pretty good.
You can make that Carrasco whatever you want it to be, too.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got Dodgers.
Who's not going to be owned? Shit, I lost the chat. There it is.
Go like Brewers or the Rays against Bundy or the Pirates against Straley.
Courtney Parker, do you have to stack in consecutive order? No, you do not.
No. When's the NFL show coming out? There were a bunch of them yesterday.
Yeah, Laffy and Andrew did Two Fellas Talking Football last night for a little over an hour. It's up on our YouTube channel. Check that out.
Yeah, I watched a bit of that show.
I had it on in the background because I produced it.
Yeah. There's just like always something on our YouTube channel now.
It is Awesemo TV.
It's gonna be sick.
All right, who's gonna be the most chalky stack? Indians.
Yeah. Maybe the Cardinals, honestly. I don't know. People love the Cardinals.
Yeah. The hell did they play? Oh, Tigers. Yeah, let's take a look at what 5-man Cardinal stacks look like. Whew. Boy, are those first 3 tantalizing. Just lots of awesome Indians bats along with it.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Cards and Cubs. Yeah, I mean, Gonzalez, somebody in that 4K range is the key to it all.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna flip ownership on that. You know what I mean? So if the ownership goes Gonzalez 15, Phil Meyer 8, and Bassett 6, I'm gonna just flip that around and play the lowest owned guy more than the higher owned guy type of thing.
God, Cardinal stacks look so good. Get them with the Brewers, the Cubs, the Angels, the Tigers, the Royals, the Astros. Like, I've got them with everybody just in case. Whew, I'm excited. I'm winning money tonight. I'm tired of this losing nonsense. It's happening. I see it in my structure. Steven Gonsalves is going to carry me to victory.
Yeah, I hope so.
Said no one ever. Alrighty. I think we're done.
All right.
Check out Jake's Spotlight Hitters, Pitchers, and Stacks. I assume it's on the website right now?
It is up on the website, yeah.
Boom, there you go. If you are interested in a free trial of Awesemo.com with Fantasy Cruncher, which is now already on the website, if you go to Awesemo.com, you will see Fantasy Cruncher at the top. Kaboom. Still working our ownership and stuff into it, but that can obviously be manually added right now. Strategy Show, one word. Enter that as a coupon code. You'll get a free week. People can try out Fantasy Cruncher if you're already a member this week. It will be a premium add-on after the week is over. Price to be determined. Process show with myself and Adam coming up at 11 o'clock. We will have From A to B at 2:30. Those guys will probably be talking a little bit of football, a little bit of golf, and where the PGA is. That's the BMW Championship. We'll see where that is at when those guys... Yeah, and college football. Ben, big time on college football. And then we'll have the deeper dive with Adam and Lofty at probably 4:45, 4:30 until 6. And then Jake and Chris tonight on the live stream until lock.
Yes, sir.
Sunday.
Full day of content.
Yeah, Sunday, if you're curious about NFL content, Lofty and Ben will be live starting around 10:45, going up until noon. Transitioning to myself and Chris Spags from noon until lock for the first week of the NFL season. No MLB show Sunday morning. Too much NFL to talk about.
Yeah. There will be an MLB show, I believe, tomorrow, right?
There's, I would imagine. You and Emac? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know how many people will get watching it with college football going on and such, but come in if you want to play the slate. I'll have a night shift out, hopefully on YouTube, but you can access that on iTunes or SoundCloud. Just search Awesemo.com.
Yeah.
You'll find it. Hear my voice if you haven't heard it enough. Alex will have his top stack article out at 4 Eastern today.
Pay attention to that. I think it's very important on a slate like today.
Oh, yeah. Hitting's a little difficult, I think. So
agreed. All right, everybody. We will see you later. Best of luck tonight. And I'll be back in 34 minutes. Bye.